Most people dread the sanding phase of a project, especially when it comes to those tight corners or intricate edges, where a big orbital sander just feels like trying to perform surgery with a sledgehammer. That is where this little mouse-style sander comes into play. It is surprisingly lightweight, sitting right around 2.5 pounds, which makes a massive difference when you are working on a vertical surface or holding it overhead for a while. The shape is the real star here. Because it is triangular, it just naturally wants to tuck into those awkward spots that usually end up being sanded by hand with a folded piece of sandpaper and a lot of frustration. Now let's talk about the power. It is running a 120-watt motor that hits 12,000 orbits per minute. For a cordless tool of this size, that is actually quite punchy. It handles paint stripping and smoothing out rough wood grain without feeling like it is going to stall out the second you apply a little pressure. Speaking of pressure, that is the one thing to keep in mind with the battery life. You are looking at about 20 to 30 minutes of runtime on a full charge. If you lean into it hard, that time drops, so it is definitely meant for detail work rather than sanding down an entire dining room table in one go. It is a cordless tool, so there is always that trade-off between mobility and endurance. The ergonomics are pretty solid too. The top is covered in this soft rubber molding that does a decent job of soaking up the vibration. You know how some of these smaller tools can make your hand feel like it is buzzing for 10 minutes after you turn them off? This one keeps that to a minimum. The dust collection is handled by a little bag that clips on the back. It is not going to replace a shop vac hooked up to a professional-grade system, but for quick touch-ups in a garage or a small workshop, it keeps the immediate area from turning into a total sawdust cloud. One thing that is a nice touch is the kit itself. It comes with 21 pieces of sandpaper in 3 different grits, which is plenty to get started right out of the box. Plus, having a dedicated bag to keep the charger, the battery, and the sander all in one place is a small detail that saves a lot of headaches later. If there is a downside, it is just the reality of the battery heat. If you push it too hard for too long, the safety protection might kick in, and you will have to let it cool down before it will take a charge again. It is a bit of a reminder that this is a compact tool, not a heavy-duty industrial machine. But for someone doing furniture restoration, craft projects, or just general home maintenance, it is a handy little companion to have on the workbench. It is not going to replace your main sander, but for the stuff that usually gets left for last, it is a pretty smart addition to the kit.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.